whole internet is sideways, so I hope I'm coming to you at the right angle, or a right angle of some sort. I don't know why this has been keeps going on with my internet. That and there was a house fire, literally the house behind ours and over two houses, I believe. There was a house fire, and so they are gonna have to reattach the internet, and I don't know what they're doing if they're monkeying around with that. So I'm on the Wi-Fi with backup to cellular, but let me know how I'm coming in, because if it's too bad quality, we'll wait and we'll do it tomorrow or something when I normally stream. Um, but yeah, how's everybody doing? It's good to see Jerry. What's up? Kyle, what's up? Um, Amateur Aquatic Addiction, how's it going? Jeremy, or Jerry, I already saw you, but Chris, what's up? Kyle, all right. Who else is coming in here? My video is sideways. That's what I suspected. I wonder what is going on. I don't think there's any way to change that in here. Is it okay now? Um Chris, I'm trying to read the little buttons, but it's been doing this every time I stream the last few times. Let's see what the other way. Yeah, it's still, yeah, okay, very strange. I'll have to figure out how this got mangled this way setting wise, but basically I wasn't going to do a super long stream or anything. I was going to show you guys a couple new things that I got, and just see if anybody needed any help with their I don't know, life, aquariums, fish. And yeah, so hey, 808, hello, brother, from Hawaii. Happy that you can catch a stream. You know, I've been wanting so badly to come speak to the club out there in Hawaii. If you are a part of the fish club and you're interested in hearing one of my history history of fish keeping talks, and you're part of that club, if you have any need for a speaker, I've been doing it to it, and that's what this stream is kind of about. I'm finally home for a little while. I'm supposed to give a speech on 10/20, and I was supposed to actually go down to Venice Beach, Florida, and give them a live in-person speech. However, their club meeting area during Hurricane Ian just got, I think it got thrashed, the actual building. Plus, some of their members and stuff don't even have homes anymore. And so I guess that meeting is not happening, the way we thought it would. So it turns out that I might be doing a Zoom meeting, and then they told me, actually, we don't have internet in the building. So I was like, well, do you need me to fly down there, like, on short notice? Like, I'll still do it. So I'm waiting to hear back. But there is a teeny chance, I literally just got this message as I started the stream, that I could even be going right back to Florida for a couple days. But, with the lack of rain that they've had since the hurricane, it'd be kind of interesting to see what the collecting's like. Plus, there's no lightning or thunder going on there, which there was a whole lot of while I was there. So I want to show you guys, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to just blurt them out. There's not many people in the live stream, probably because I haven't been live streaming much lately, and so I don't think that YouTube is even telling hardly anyone about it. And when I set it up, it seems to alert people that like I've set up a stream, but then the time seems to just be right for whenever I started setting up the stream, and then it kicks over once that, like, it sets it for about 15 minutes ahead of then. And then if I pass that time, which obviously I do because I might set it up an hour early, it updates every 15 minutes saying he's about to start, he's about to start, he's about to start. And I get alerts saying, because I have it set to alert me, saying that, hey, you're about to start streaming, or Alex is about to start streaming. So, yeah. Well, the first few things I wanted y'all to take a look at are in here. What's up, First Class Fish? Good to see you guys. You know, I don't mean to bring money up all of a sudden, but I was looking at my YouTube analytics and I was like, wow, I'm really down on money. What's up? Like 50% down this month. And I looked at the live streams, and it counts like the replays, the live stream itself, super chats, whatever it may be. It counts them all together. And I realized I haven't done like a normal live stream that's an hour long or whatever in about 4 weeks. And so that's what's going on. Is it's just kind of wild that the difference it makes. So I just want you guys to know that you guys do make a big difference, and do help my ability to exist and live. I'm honestly not trying to use that as like some excuse to beg right now, but I found it interesting, and also found it touching that so much of the YouTube stuff comes from you guys just doing super chats and stuff. Is super surprising to me, honestly. Like, I mean, I logically know that, but yeah. Anyways, how's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling? Is life good? Discordia creates your half lizard, huh? Well, that's good. I mean, a half is at least you're half, because then you're half something else that's probably awesome. Uh, Irene, oh yeah, so you had to downsize. You've got a 3.5 gallon setup, a small portion of salvinia, all your Swiswassertang, and all of your Anubias plants, and you are saving up for some more orange Sakura, shrimp at $10 a shrimp. Woo! $10 a shrimp. That's a little pricey, huh? You guys, you might want to check out Aquatic Arts does have their deal, and obviously I like it when you guys, if you want to use the code, today's the last day to get the shrimp breeder kits with the code from the last few videos, which I believe was Alex Shrimp Breeder 2022. Is that what it is? I don't even remember, guys. It's in the last two videos, though, and it's pinned in the comments. But regardless of all that, if you want to get one of those box deals, today's the last day. Yeah, Alex Shrimp Breeder 20. Sorry. Thank you so much, Curran Julian Works. I appreciate it, my friend. I actually got to meet him in person, which was rad. I didn't know if it was a he, she, a very intelligent space alien, or perhaps a golden retriever of higher than average intelligence, or a Stephen Hawking's on another account. But it turned out that it was a real person, and he was a real boy. Really cool. Alan says, have you ever considered doing a video on how cool PAR meters are? I have. I've used one from our local club, but they started getting all uptight about it and being like, it's a $600 device and you're all going to break it, so don't touch it. Somebody tried to recalibrate the machine at home. I don't know how. I don't know if they were just using like distilled water and cleaning it, or God knows what they're doing, taking bleach and a floodlight and just trying to, I have no idea. I'm just making things up. But yeah, Mick You ordered new Apistos. Can't tell what species, though. You might jinx yourself so they would die in transport or something. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, don't tell us what species they are till they're safely arrived in your hands. Uh, you've been cutting chunks of granite and coring holes in them to grow plants so that the fish won't keep uprooting your valve and swords. Hey, that's not a bad idea. I like that. Let me know how that goes. Send us a picture of that or share it on the Facebook group. That'd be rad. 808 says, Alex, I have a question. Just got some Badis, and I was wondering, is there a way to tell male from female? Eek, you've hit the problem that we've all had when we try to breed that fish, unfortunately. And that is that it can turn its sex. So, yes, there's gender, which is how it looks and how it expresses, and which sex it would like to reproduce with, and those are gender, right? From an anthropology standpoint, which is how I'm trained, the archaeology anthropology. So that's how I'm gonna hit it, and they can pretend to be a male gender that is into females, which is their default position, or the female wanting males showing off for the male display. Well, you can also get a male that looks male that is going for males, or a homo Badis. Or you can get, females too, or you can get a male that's trying to show off to females but looks female itself. So they're able to change that with hormones and different environmental triggers, and they can actually not just change the gender, but they can actually change their entire sex. So they have basically stem cells that they're able to turn on or off, just like when we go through puberty. And in times of extreme stress or problems environmentally, boom, you end up with issues from that. And I've had several males, or several females rather, turn into males. Now, the next most common thing is the gender issue, which is when you have a male sexed fish that's also displaying female gender traits or looks female, a phenotype. And that's the tricky one, like a sneaker male. And even though gender-wise it's looking female, it still wants females. So that's tricky too. So the surefire way is to, when you look at the fish, you look at the front pectoral fins, and there should be a little bit of metallic blue on most Badis. If that metallic blue is apparent, but there are no stripes on the body, even if they're gray and silver stripes, then you can be assured it's a female. If it has any sort of stripes or any sort of red or blue or whatever color the species is, black, and the tiger stripes, it's almost certainly going to be a female. Now, it can be extremely subtle, and that's what's really frustrating about it. But, yeah. Life with, is it Nika? What's going on? And thank you for the $5 super chat. I really do appreciate it. Do I have any extra Rotella mini butterfly? Yeah, if only you had caught me at Fishtoberfest. I had a whole bunch of it that I ended up giving away some of. But yeah, here I've got some mini butterfly, the purple variety, purple and green. And then I've got more entangled in here. None of this has been in CO2 lately, which is obviously a problem for the plants compared to what they like. But some are stunted, and like you can see here, this is more of that Rotella macronda mini butterfly. If you were to compare it to, where's a normal Rotella around here somewhere? Boy. Oh, here we go. Like here's a normal rotala in size, and this one's not even a big one. It's still pretty small too. But the butterflies, they have pretty petite little leaves. Like here's a normal little green one that's really unhappy with its situation. And the angelfish, if you can tell, I've cleared out a whole area for them. And what I put back here is I went and I got at the store some plants that I've been dying to have for a long time. I didn't even see them at the AGA. So these were like really rare plants lately. I don't know why. If it was the human malware or lockdowns in China or something, who knows. But and the other thing is one of them is melting, so I need to be careful and go in with the tweezers or the scissors and get all this loose material and pull it out, because this loose material, it's just going to build up and create algae. But I did get a little toy that I'm going to show you guys, and right after I show you the rest of these plants. So one plant that I got that I've wanted for a really long time and I just couldn't find it anymore anywhere is the beautiful Barclay longifolia or longifolia. And if you look at it, it looks metallic, but it has like bronze and like just this kind of cool stripy pattern, and it looks really waxy. It's a really interesting plant. It's a bulb plant, which makes it even more interesting to me. And we'll see how they do. All these have been uprooted. Now, the other thing... Whoa, hi guys, back to me, switch back. Is a Crip Albita Red and a Crip... This is a Crip Tiger Red, Spiralis. And I saw this and I thought, there's no way that's a Spiralis. Look at the color. That there's no tiger striping going on. But as I looked at some of the leaves now that they've been acclimating, this looks more and more like it could be the correct tiger with the color and everything. But this was almost like a deep purple without any stripes. So I was really curious, you know, what the heck is it that I have here? But I'm kind of playing with... I took out the big sword plant that was in there and took out a lot of the moss, and then ended up keeping this big old island here of Anubias and moss and wood and stone. And I'm trying to replace broader leaves. So this Persicaria Cawagium and also like Nicea triflora and a larger Ludwigia. And then, of course, the one that I'm really hoping will flower again, which is the purple Aponogeton crispus, which, yet again, I'm not sure if this really is crispus or if it's the new Aponogeton that is purple and from Sri Lanka that we didn't know about until recently in the hobby or in science either. So it's a really new plant, and even though I had it flower earlier in the year, it's not a surefire thing, and hopefully it fires one more time, or I guess I'll just have to wait until, say, January or something and then try again. But it's a beautiful plant. The other plant that's doing really good in here since I left it alone and did nothing is the Logonandra meboldi silver powder. So check out how big this leaf is right now. And it is covered in the metallic shimmer that I love oh so much. I mean, it just looks like it was dipped in sequins or glitter. The way it almost has a blue hue. However, it's growing super oddly. And you can see there's a second leaf that doesn't have hardly any silver on it. And then the other leaves are down here, and they have no silver on them, and they're small. And they're coming out basically like sideways, just any way they can fit, because of this big old heater I've had in here that I've been trying out for like 6 months to give Higer a review. And I will give them their review. It's just I like to try things for an extended period of time before I actually tell you guys that, oh yeah, this works great or this sucks or whatever. Now, here comes my problem and my new toy. So I got some more black Phantom Tetras, by the way, because I had room for them in here. And I also moved all of my lemon plecos back in here because there's only 2 leopard frogs left. So during that whole heat episode earlier in the summer, that's when I probably lost the fellow frogs, frog plecos, the what are they, L134? That might be wrong. Wait, I can't remember what they are. Shoot, they're the leopard frog plecos in any case. So, they had a bunch of huts in here, and now they don't have anything. I'm not really worrying about it. But this whole thing is coming out of the water, even though it's on stone and wood, and a lot of it's just growing intertangled with other plants. And right now, it just looks so doo-doo. I need to, fix it up, trim off the pieces that are kind of in the way or not shaping to the stick or the vessel, I'll call it, that I cyanoacrylate or super glue gelled it to. So the other thing is, crypts are notoriously tricky to acclimate. And this one is actually going to be getting air above the water line. And so what I decided to get, kind of an impulse buy, was one of these little fog makers. Check that out. Now, the only problem with these, well, not the only, but one of the problems with these is it kind of smells a little ozony, or it's hard to say like what the smell is, but it smells like kind of like fresh rain, a mix between fresh rain and hairspray. And what it's doing is it's humidifying the heck out of this area, which is great. But I'm curious to see how quickly the submerged plants versus the immersed plants end up looking like one another if I do end up leaving this on for several days straight, because it was keeping everything, as you can see, so steamy and particles particularly dry before this, and now it is just totally like to the touch, it's soaking. And so the fog machine, now we can keep this tank dry if we don't want it on, or we can turn it on and it produces a large amount of the what are they called, atomizer or whatever you'd call it. I think it's a little fan under pressure essentially, but it works really well to cover this whole aquarium, especially when you leave the ledge a little bit open, and then you end up getting the humidity to the plants. But because it's like a fog and you're not kicking up some huge steam cloud or evaporation type deal, so you can kind of set it where you want it and then allow certain amounts of it to come out or not. But I got this for only like $20 at Aquashella, so this was a score. I really got it for a potential paludarium that I want to do thumbnail dart frogs with. But we shall see. We shall see. So, the Anubias fraseri looking really good. Definitely different phenotype look when it's out of the water, when it's been immersed versus submerged. But yeah, I mean, it's doing well. It's sticking up tall and proud. So I'm hoping that if we keep the fog machine, so to speak, if we keep it running, which I noticed right away, was like these leaves back here, they got way more supple and nimble than this, which is like just dry and almost crispy because it's trying to decide what to do, but apparently it doesn't vascularly share the necessities very well. So we'll see what happens. Let's see, what are we seeing here? So would it be a good or bad thing if I was to change my username to Mick the Fog Maker? Yeah, go ahead. Mick the Trick. Slick Mick. I don't know. There's lots of names you could use. The other thing, I'm allowing this moss to continue growing in this weird corner. It is starting to get some little bits of algae on it, and it's not a good one. It's very similar to the blackbeard algae, but I don't know what to call it. Like some sort of less than the sticky filamentous, but some sort of filamentous. And I'll show you guys a picture in the community tab later of just this corner right here of this whole setup. So just this corner, I know I'm having to stand back because of the camera mode. Taking that out, I got like 4 kilos of plants. It's just wild how much is packed in there. Same with just anywhere where I cut for the I keep wanting to call it Oktoberfest, but no, Fishtoberfest. Anywhere, yeah. Let's see here. Now the other thing, I've got some more little presents from Oktoberfest. I got some little what do you call them? Pencil fish, Equus pencil fish, and then we've got more of the Malawa shrimp that I brought in. We've got more of the stuff that Luke gave me from his personal collection when I met him at Fishtoberfest. And then from AGA also, thanks to Alan, he sent back a bunch of this stuff for me. He mailed it to me, which is super nice of him. I'm trying to see where any of the shrimp are or any eggs or anything. Like this whole substrate got so abused when I moved everything, but it looks kind of like there's some eggs just chilling on stuff. I don't know whose eggs they are, but the other thing that I noticed, other than lots of Corydoras living and doing their own thing, just going on and breeding like rabbits, they're also getting eaten about like rabbits and coyotes living in the same neighborhood. But they just have so many babies that it seems like a few get through the cracks when it's this dense, when it's really just bonkers density as far as the plants go. But we got the purple kabamba here, and then we've got the rainbow, even though that one doesn't look super rainbowy. Let's see, this one looks more rainbowy probably, compared to just the Americana kind or Caroliniana kind. That's more purplish. Let's see here. Michelle, what's up? How's it going? So would it be a good or bad thing if I was to change your new user? Oh, yeah, we already got that. Wow, I guess talk is just going really slow tonight, guys. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, I changed my username to the secret history in your aquarium instead of the secret history living in your aquarium. I know it's subtle, but I figured one less word would be one less word y'all have to worry about. In this tank, we flip back. In this tank, we've also got tons of blue dreams that just look really good. You can really see the saddle on this one. The saddle's like white on her, which is really strange. But we've got all these other ones too. Ken's Third Aquatics, what's up? The Yeti, what's up? Good to see you. Buttface, what is up, my friend? I hope you are doing great. I got to meet her as well. I mean, it, them, they. I'll keep it a secret. I think I just blew your secret buttface. Uh, blue and butt face and secret. Okay, let's just change the topic. In any case, I got to meet some really kind and friendly people down in Chicago. Um, I love how thick your substrates are. So much room for root-related activity. Well, thank you, Aaron. I've got this is about 5 inches deep in the front, and it literally goes to 9 in the back. Like it slopes up all the way. Well, actually now it's a little bit. The lens is making that look wonky. Hold on. I think there's like a fisheye effect to it. Yeah, because when I bring it back here, you can see how high it is versus when I bring it forward, I have to go all the way down to get back to it. So it must be doing a fish here. Mini plecos, which I really love. These are the 203s, I believe, or 203s or 207s, but they're the mini snowballs. And if they're at where they're normally at, let's see. Also, F Zone, who makes kind of cheap aquarium equipment usually, are offering to send me their new CO2 um, regulator, not the other part of not the canister and the line that's heavy duty and pressure resistant, or the bubbler, or the for the counter, but it's got a dual stage regulator with a solenoid on it. So I'll be reviewing that to let them know how it goes. Whoa, look at this little blue guy. He's very not. He's totally not what I am looking for in a blue shrimp. Let's see if we can get him in the shot. I need to cull him, but he's so interesting that I'm kind of curious, like, what this guy would even turn into. Where did he go? Look at all my little ostracods, too, on the glass. So this tank is, like, ready and rearing to go, even though it's fine for the shrimp. But if I were to put some little fish in here, they would survive probably indefinitely if I just, put a handful of rasboras or something super small in there like that. Also, you can see I use the no planaria on this. And check this plant out. This is one that I got from Luke, and he got it at the AGA. This one, I believe, is an Eriocolon, which is just bizarre. Look at the red tip to it. And then there's another node that's starting that has some red on it too. But I'm super excited to see how it goes. And I actually cut a piece of it off already and folded it in half and planted it like in half, and the other piece came up, even though that's the bottom, and it forked off right at soil level. So I'm hoping that for whatever reason this one is super easy for me to keep. Now I'm looking for the little plecos. We know the Habrosis cories are right over here, but the little snowball plecos are almost always, oh, there's one, almost always in the same spot, and they've barely grown in the year I've had them. And I don't know if they're just cramped for space and that is limiting them, but look at this. I was told that they are pygmy. Oh, back to my face. Hold on, guys. These guys are so hard to see because they blend in so well to any little thing in the substrate. And you know what's crazy is since I used the no planaria, I ended up getting rid of the planaria, but there's this layer of mulm and debris that has not been taken care of that they were eating. So, I mean, as much as they're a pest and they can kill your shrimp and stuff, they definitely do help eat waste and get rid of waste. But here is the little snowball. Oh, he was on a rock. He was looking perfect for a minute. So, yeah, that's what's going on in here. And we've got the Persicaria Sao Paulo rather than the Caligium. The Potamogeton gayi, which is a plant I love and is so underrated with its pink and red and bronze, lime green and gold, all the different colors in there. Rotala pink Vietnam and purple Vietnam together right up here up front. And like I said, I haven't been giving this tank any CO2 at all. So that new regulator coming in, I'll start kicking up the CO2 and we'll see what happens. This is an Eriocallan that Luke also bought here, this white feather. And I don't know if it's just like basically dead and I'm not doing a good job, or if it's gonna make it a comeback. Don't call it a comeback. Boy, look at all these little ostrocods on the glass here. I really should get some sort of like some sort of little critter like I guess a rasbora or a tetra in here. Maybe when I have a few more shrimp, I'll do it. So let's show you guys the next project. Oh, and I got purple bamboo, which I'd never seen in the fish hobby. I've seen it, in garden stores and stuff, but it's just in the. Oh wow, it's actually grown quite a bit back in the tank. But I just tucked it in. I could probably cut it at any point since it's just bamboo. Stuff's like a weed, and it's put out this runner for nutrients. So it's kind of like a rhizome plant or a free floating plant in the way that I think it just needs an anchor. And other than that, it's just going to grow. So hopefully I can break this off into a few pieces and have a nice purple bamboo little corner over there and maybe here. Or get this not getting bigger of the Badis, because this is starting to look really cool in my mind. This immersed Badis, I'm really digging that. Also, the water wisteria over here, it has grown up and out. I don't think it's that pretty looking, but the Cawagia or the Persicaria Sao Paulo, the other one on the other side is the Cawagium or Cawagoium, right here. But it grew up and out for me, and I sold a bunch of it at Fishtoberfest. And it literally was just growing into knots, basically, and looked really similar to this, with the stem being pretty solid, but then the leaves being more needle-like. So I'm hoping that will grow up and out too, and I can play with that as well as more of the ovalis and the cardinal lobelia or lobelius that's tied up around this here. It's around what's called sunset rotala here. That's like a lime green yellow with a purple back on it. Yeah. So let's go move onward, onward, and sideways, over, under, sideways, down, over, under, sideways, down. I should look at the chat. I'm being neglectful. So neglectful of all you people. So, look at this. I've put in plants here. Look at the moss. I put this in last night. And look at how it's acted as a magnet for all the silt in this cichlid tank. Now, these cichlids, they're diggers, and they dig the substrate up relentlessly. Now, this substrate used to be about this thick. They've pushed it all to one side, and they're just currently always making things cloudy. They don't seem to mind. I think it's like in their natural habitat. That's just how things roll. But that is an issue with me traveling so much. You're going to see some tanks with issues that I'm going to have to deal with soon. And so I kind of wanted to be real with you guys, show you what my troubles are, what happens when you ignore one of these tanks for literally 40 days and just have someone deal with the basic food situation for things. But over here, this is the shrimp colony, the Malawas, and you can see this is some of the blue ones here. That one's not very colored up, but just chilling, doing their thing. They're all kind of hiding over here, and I see young ones, I see adults. I've been getting a lot more of the red throws on them too, where they're actually a red color. But I'm trying to, yeah, here we go. Look how red I'm getting some of these. they're insane. I mean, let's here. Oh, of course, I'm chasing it the exact wrong way. Let's see if we can get him scared back. Oh, he came this way now. They're going across a 40 breeder. Oh, and it's back to me. Hi, guys. Uh, let's see. We got Corey's yesterday for the first time in several years. They're kicking up stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I want tacos too, guys. Actually, I want adobo. Like Filipino food. But this is my main tank now that the other one crashed of the Malawas. This is my main breeder tank, and it is my blue project tank. The one that's not the highest grade, but it's the one that produces the most. And then now these have started to actually produce red from the blue line, which is like the exact opposite of Neocaridina. And some of them are just doing their own thing. They're still just their natural color, or they're nervous. But the other fish that are in here, there aren't many. And this is a whole 40 breeder. And look, I don't even have many plants planted in here. We've got some Cochus tetras. We've got, well, quite a few of these Venezuelana cories that are just living it up, living it up. The orange ones, they're just doing their thing. And every once in a while, a few more appear, kind of like in the other tank. And then there are a few rhabdocentris, but the other ones didn't seem to do well. So most didn't do well. And then if I bring this guy forward, here you can see my striped border loach or multi-barred loach. Here comes, oh, I was going to say here's another one, but I scared him away because I'm a big mean ogre. There we go. Here's a nice blue one and a purple one. Look at that, guys. I don't know if I can get it to focus well, but we've got a beautiful purple and blue, and that is a color that I hadn't really shared with anyone because I wasn't sure if it was a color or just like mid-transition, because these guys are color changers. But the lavender seems to be its own phenotype that's throwing from the blue. See, there's the blue Malawas, and I hooked a few people up with blue Malawa line, and even one person up with red Malawa line. But yeah, the purple is a real thing. Whoops, sorry guys. Man, this I gotta figure out what's going on with the YouTube settings because it keeps kicking me back out and causing all sorts of problems. Then over in here we've got just some guppies and not lamias, but little live bears that are just doing their things. To be frank, while Alex was away, my insomnia got bad again, so I'm not 100% there at the moment. Well, I'm sorry, buddy. Does my boring tone lull you to sleep? Somebody told me that their baby, or actually their granddaughter, can't sleep unless my videos are on, as I boringly lull her to sleep, which I thought was very sweet, but also kind of like, wait a minute. Is that a compliment? I don't get it. Again, there's the blue and purple shrimps doing their thing. Whoa, what does that one have? Oh, it's just a smudge on the glass. I was like, what does it have on its mouth? But yeah, the blue pigment's getting pretty strong, guys. Every generation it seems to get better. And I kind of do the back and forth thing where, like, up here we got more shrimp. This was the original, like, Mazza tank, the motherland. Then I've still got my Turkana jewel cichlids. Their tank looks absolutely awful. The pH is high in it, like Lake Turkana. And there's also Malawa shrimp in here. The fish look all fine, but they're not really. I don't know what to do with them. They're not really like a happy colony in a 40 breeder like I wish they could be, or I wish they were. But they are very, very bright and colorful. And they are just living in this algae that basically they created by just eating every plant, chewing it up into like this mush, and then, all that grows on the side because of the bio waste accumulating. But then we've got my female betta, and she looks like she's getting a bit more of a belly on her again. So then we'll have to try out Rasbo again with her and see how it goes. Rasbo, we'll give it another go. We've got the little purple tetras that are clearly bright blue, but they're called purple tetras nonetheless. And I've got a lot of this really harsh algae that's like a filamentous algae. But yeah, look at all those blues. And then I just think they go so well with all the interesting looking Serpe or Serpa uh, tetras that are back here. Let's try to scare some towards the front. Take a look again. But yeah, all my Java fern and stuff, it's all growing that nasty algae on it. And I'm really annoyed that the freaking thing that I have to film this direction. It's super annoying. Also, even though I hardly feed this tank now, because there's lots of little seed shrimp and stuff, and these guys seem to do fine and reproduce on their own, these guys, they've been making like a nest up in here, and these Tiananacara candidii, there's the male, the female's up here, and there's the female. Look at her orange on her pectoral fins. It's so pretty. Nothing does her justice other than seeing her in real life. And then the male's tail is like super long and colorful and metallic and almost like a flame. But I'm thinking that the snails are eating their young, so I think I need to move them just for the sheer fact that the snails are eating their young. Also, that new shrimp tank that I got from Aquatic Arts, look at all the little, because I used that lotus pod that already existed. Look at this. Wait, focus. Focus. Yeah, this might be hopeless focus. Put my finger here. I'm just trying to show you guys all the little buggers on the glass. There we go. So look at all those little white dots moving on the glass. It's so much food for a baby fish. Oh no, there's a dead shrimp in here. I hope it's not just because I smushed it when I moved the tank, which is actually, I do hope that. I hope that's exactly what happened, because if I did something to stress them out, that would be a super bummer. That's the first one that's passed away of anything, and it looks very freshly dead, and I just moved this tank right before the show, so yeah, I'm hoping that's what it is actually. But watch this, we'll just feed him to them, and they'll make sure. Well, one found him already, and that's that. But now I'm kind of curious and wanting to take a look at the other ones just to make sure that we're all good. I think they are. I think what happened is when I moved them, I think that they got smushed back here between the leaf and the log. I sure hope, because I haven't done anything else different. So yeah, it's a small tank. It's a 2.5 gallon, which is a little dicey, but I think it'll be all right. Then over here we've got my interesting mix of my super dark Swasser tank, but I can smell that the tank is starting to turn. The substrate has gone bad in here, and even though there's a few plants that are kind of hanging on and interesting, like this crypt over here that I've been floating for a long time, that seems to be like happy. All the Jamaican live bears, they're a Jamaican lamia of some sort, seem to not be doing so well. Also though, there's freshwater sponges growing in here. That's not eggs or anything. It's growing on the Swasser tongue. So, you know, I'm at a loss. I've been using RO water in here, and don't really know what to say. The shrimp in here are crazy plentiful. Look how dirty the glass is, though. But the shrimp in here are also having babies at like this size, at the size of my freaking fingernail. they're holding like 2 or 3 eggs. Look how many shrimp there are, Malawa shrimp, just on the glass here, all over. They don't seem to be elsewhere, just on the front. So they're kind of like bagging. And then the other thing I need to do, and I got these at Fishtoberfest. Let me stop being so zoomed in, guys. Sorry about that. Is I need to reassess this tank. And because I wasn't here to literally clean up, since this is not a deep substrate tank, this is all mulm and fish poo and plant debris that is building up. So I'll literally have to use a turkey baster and time and my own 2 hands, or 1 hand at a time maybe. Maybe I can suck some of the bigger mess up with a siphon or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to have to spot clean every single spot in here, like, and get all this debris that's in there, get it out of there. And I have a bucket that I can put it into. But this isn't the only tank that's dealing with that, unfortunately. You probably saw that the tank in the front room kind of was dealing with that a bit. And now, also, I'm curious how the baby Machiensis are doing. In here, there's not much of anything, so I'm using the same turkey baster. There's a few Asian long-nose shrimp, algae-eating shrimp in here that you can see. Here's one right there. They're not really long-nosed, but they do get bigger, so I just put them aside. They do have a big old belly, too. And then over here, we've got no tech, but check out the beauty. Wait, come back. On this rainbow shiner is just insane. But again, look at all the mulm getting kicked up. It's just a bummer. The CPDs that are in here, they bred even with this shiner. This shiner was just bright blue a second ago, and now it's losing all its color because it's stressed by me. But this is the shiner that survived. The ones in the pond, I think they got too hot for their liking. And yeah, see the blue on that? That is a native North American fish right there, ladies and gentlemen. This beautiful fish is a native of Tennessee, Alabama, and I think part of Kentucky, maybe part of Mississippi, on the Cahaba River. It's just a beautiful fish. Rainbow shiners, a lot of people don't get why they cost, $10 a pop or whatever, but Aquarium Zen by my house had some, and they looked good. But I got these from Aquatic Arts, which, of course, today's the last day to get the breeder box deal if you want the shrimp pack like I have set up here with the yellow back shrimp. It's 2/3 female, 1/3 male. And then over here, this is my little, let's see, do I see any eggs up in here or anything? So here we've got Machiensis bettas, and okay, good. We've got the female still doing her thing over here. The male's right here doing his thing. But then beyond that, when I left and was in Florida, check out what happened. I found these guys. I found some bebes. Some bebes that were, they're small. You can see the iridescent blue on their gill plate cover. And then this guy is essentially blue with a little bit of red in the right light. You can never see, it's either you don't see one or you don't see the other. It's frustrating as far as coloration goes. You guys have probably seen it all blue color up, but it's usually in this weird kind of in between. Then we've got the scud tank, which is food for all these tanks. And then over here, going back down to the tank that we need to clean, obviously, we've got all the little rainbow fish that I'm keeping currently. So we've got the threadfin rainbows, we've got the luminatus rainbows, we've got a pink chin panchax Here's the Luminatus going around doing their thing, and then the threadfin. And then we also have these little guys, which are awesome, that were bred in Portland by a guy named Regis. So really cool. Super stoked to have them here. I've got 6 of them in total. I don't know exactly like how they're going to handle the water conditions, and I'm hoping that as much as it's like, oh, no, no, duh, I'm going to clean up all this mulm and put more plants in here for them. You never know what's going to, like, startle or shock a fish, especially ones that are like these guys that breed in 4.0 pH or 3.5 pH, like Coca-Cola black water. So, yeah. Let's see here. Visine, what's up? Nino Franklin, are you growing any food cultures? Yeah, I'm just doing these guys. I've got the scuds here. I've got the little seed shrimp that are growing in a lot of tanks just on the glass. But densely enough that I can use the turkey baster and pull them off and get things handled that way. I have vinegar eels also. And then, what else do I have? Yeah, that's it for live cultures and brine shrimp that I can hatch on demand, so to speak. And then we've got the from Vinay's Color Guppies. We've got the Ginga sulpharis, which is like a Ginga rubra, but has yellow instead of the red tones. But what's interesting is being left to their own without tank mates to stress them. I was worried because I only saw 2 adult males. Well, now I don't see any adult males. The females are pregnant, so I'm sure somebody is a sneaker male, or one of these little guys is going to be a male that is already old enough to be impregnating them or something. But it's just kind of odd that I don't see the males, and I don't know what killed them or anything. Or if they jumped out or what happened. They're just MIA in that tank. So I've got a lot of work cut out for me, guys. A lot. And then my nano fish tank. Let's see here. How's this guy doing that I just got too? Yeah, so this guy's interesting in that he's a gold tetra, and they're named gold because of the color of their body from a parasite that leaves scarring of their iridophores that make them gold. This guy, however, he had an amber to orange colored tail at the store, and I've never seen that on the gold tetras. So even though they're hiding probably way in the back or something, where are they? Down in here somewhere? I'm hoping that his genetics cross in. Now, also what's going on in here is we've got the beautiful Phoenix Rasboras and the Chili Rasboras living in their happy harmony. Then we've also got the Trigonostigma, or as they're known, the Somfongzi Rasboras that were bred from 3 remnant ones, and we've got the seafoam green pencilfish in here. But if we move, let's see here, if we move this, I think we can see more of them. Now, the other thing is I don't have a heater in any of these tanks right now. Like, the tank water feels pretty darn cool. So I'm a little worried about that. I think I will have to eventually turn some heaters back on. The other thing is these are from Grant at the Garden of Eater Shrimp, him and Shelby. I got these ones started almost a year ago now. The blue velvet and Stardust, that's what they're called, blue Stardust. And they crossed with some tangerine tigers, and they made their own little mix. And so I've left a few of each in there, and some of these ones called cheetah shrimp that are just a wild Caridina, or maybe even Caridina serrata could be. Reports would indicate that that could be the possibility. Um, but yeah, so there's that. Then also we've got these adorable fish too. I've got more of them about to be unloaded tonight. But we've got they're not technically albino, they're like leucistic, but these are the bleeding heart platies. And it looks like I got one female up there at least. And they've got the Mickey Mouse tail. Now, I didn't want the Mickey Mouse tail or wasn't looking for it. I just wanted those stripes, those orange and yellow stripes that you see like on this one here. I just think they look cool, but there's been a lot of intentional hard work breeding them over the years. That's for sure. Then over here we've got the Petricola Synodonis. They're all swarming around, doing their I'm hungry thing. We've also got the cribs, the rock cribs, and this stuff I cleared out the week right before the weekend when I left. I totally took all but like 3 or 4 pieces of the water lettuce, mini water lettuce out, and yet it's all back. You've got all your bettas, or all my bettas back in here, hanging out in the moss. Then we've got I always butcher the name. I'm not even gonna try it. I want to say it's Irving but we've got the bluemouth buffalo cichlids, and then we've got the nice catfish, the Synodontis petricola. But I don't want I don't want them to have to lay eggs and resort to the tricking a cichlid method that they use in the wild, where they basically lay eggs in the nest of a cichlid, or right even in the mouth of where a cichlid's going to be pulling eggs from the top of the water or from a female. They'll just do a little zoom drive by, and they will deposit their and that's that. Then that's where babies come from. There is a Santa. But yeah, that's kind of the breeding projects and thoughts that are going through my head right now. The very dull thought. Oh, I guess I should show you the inlay tank that needs help too. It's suffering. Also, this mess of a tank, which is just my gold and rosy barbs that were outside. They're doing great. I mean, they look great. They're beautiful. I just, they don't play the nicest with others. And so I don't know what to do with them, what tank to put them in. So I feel like I need a barb tank soon. And this tank isn't going to go here. It's just that I had a filter over pump, like over spill, because I didn't service it in time. And so I had to pull it out, and there's a big old mess here now where I pulled everything out where that tank was. So I need to fix all that and tidy everything up and deal with the buckets of this. And the most frustrating is the lake inlay tank with the CO2 stopped. Look at this. The water quality has degraded substantially, and I just decided to throw a bunch of the trimmings from the big display tank in here to help eat any nitrates that may or may not be in here. Not that I saw any on a test strip, but I was just dubious of that and thought, well, maybe there's spikes throughout the day or something. With all this new biological mulm that's built up since the month started, and you can see all the fish are rooting around through it, but I just don't think it's good for them to be doing that all the time, or with the cyano bacteria that often lives on here. Like, you can see it starting with the greenish blue there and the algae and stuff, But we do have, we still have the sparkling gouramis, the CPDs, the beautiful rosy loaches. There's the females. The males are a little more colorful, and they're over here. And then we've got the Chopra Danios that are just wild and beautiful. And then the oddball that doesn't make any sense, but it's in here because I thought this would be the best tank for them at the time that I got them, from Luke Wang. These are the beautiful nanochromis that I wish, I've always wished that I could spawn these, and they've spawned, but they haven't had any babies come out of the spawn. So hopefully once we get this all rehabbed and restored back to happy health, we'll be all right. But yeah, like this too, I'm just gonna have to do a huge water change and try to siphon. Like, all this stuff is from literally last night. I put those plants in when I cut the other tank, but I made lots of room for plants in here too, and things are on track to somewhat get better, I suppose. But I wanted to give you guys an update on the fish room that's seriously neglected. I didn't want to hide any of the ugliness that is the fish room. And I've just been super tired, and also just really worn down physically ever since I got back. So yeah, I'm gonna, rest a few days. I still have so much content to put out that's just waiting to be edited. But like I was saying, I'm just, the lupus has been flaring, and so it kind of makes me tired and a bit mixed. I guess mixed up would be the word, or just kind of loopy a bit, especially when I don't get enough sleep. Alex, what are the seed shrimp you mentioned? They're just little white dots that are always moving around on the side of aquariums if you don't have a bunch of fish. If you have nano fish, they usually eat them. But if you don't, here, let's see if we can see some again. Over here, over with my garden of eater shrimps. Yeah. So these are the seed shrimp. They're the little white. Let's see if we can focus on them better. They're little white dots. Let me look over here even. Little white dots on the glass. Up close, we've looked at them under the microscope. They're little micro crustaceans. See, one's climbing up that stem. There's others that are just holding pretty still. And I mean, if you blink, you miss them. They're really teeny. And it's only when you get a lot of them building up like this that you start to notice them. But I mean, they're just a killer food source for a little nano fish. So I almost feel like maybe I should throw the somfongs in here, and they'll go after those, hopefully, instead of any of the baby blue shrimp. Which right now I don't see a ton of the minute baby blue shrimp in here. I do see the blue shrimp doing their thing, but I'm not seeing before. I think they've all kind of grown to the next stage, whereas before I was looking and pulling up moss, and I would see like 20 little, almost so small you couldn't see. If you're like, did I see that? Did I not see that? What's happening? Little tiny shrimp in here, and they're above that size and age now. Most of the ones from that round. There's a few small ones in here, like right in the corner, or right down in here. But I'm not seeing any dead bodies of them, which is good too. But I am seeing sheds, and again, that's good too. So hopefully they're all just chugging along, and there's just as many, if not more, than when we counted them in between my before my Florida trip, and then came back, and then all right, let's see. That's a huge shiner. Yeah, he was a bit. Yeah, he's a big shiner, that's for sure. Guys, so what's going on? Metallic tetras. Yeah, that is a better term because gold, they're only gold sometimes. And it's when they're wild caught and they have a parasite, which isn't replicable in captivity. So, yeah. Sketty Nona, Sketty Nona, what's going on? Sorry you didn't get the update. I'm, as they say, shadow banned at the moment for not doing live streams and for being so behind on content. They've definitely put me in the underworld, in the upside down world. What do they call it in that show, Stranger Things? So if you guys are here, I so appreciate it. But basically, um, yes, and there are many species of ostracod or seed shrimp, and Daphnia are a different thing, and there's all sorts of different kinds. Um, Scuds are potentially harmful to your fish, especially, or well, yes, your little fish, but to your shrimp babies. So yeah, let's see here. Do. Arizona Fairy Shrimp has seed shrimp and clam shrimp in their multi-packs if you go look for eggs to hatch. I don't know what that's in reference to. I'm sorry. Just got clown killies for about $1 a piece. Nice, that's killer. What deal? Ooh, that is a good deal. I would love to get those for that. Man. But yeah, so I'll say it one more time, shamelessly plugging the fact that I'm going to do talks. So if you have a club and you'd like to hear me talk, I love to come out. And my talks, I can link it in. Let's see if it'll let me comment on it. Actually, no. I can't comment, my mods can. But I will go back onto the comments of this video when it loads, and I will be putting, I think, 5 of my talks. And I literally have easily 5 different history talks. I've got a talk on the first tropical fish in the hobby, the first 15 species that were truly tropical, like tetras and rainbow fish and that kind of level of fish, not like the paradise fish or the goldfish, which are more subtropical to temperate almost. And are Somfong rasboris still rare? Yeah, some to some degree, but they're now pretty common in the hobby on the west coast of America, at least. I don't know about the rest of the country. I think Chicago they were a little more expensive. Yet like Tucano tetras are $20 to $30 here in Seattle, and they were like $8.99 or something in Chicago when I was there. So the whole thing's kind of screwy. You'd think they'd all be the same by now. Let's see here. Mr. Pibb or Pibb Extra or your Uncle Pibb. I don't know how they want us to identify him now if he's not Mr. Yeah, definitely. Corundulian works. Every aquatic insect except for isopods are predatory for nano fish, though. So I try to definitely remove any beetle. Yeah, any big larva or dragonfly nymph or things that look like they have mouths that you can actually see with your naked eye. Cut that out. Get that out of there. Yeah. Um, Himbo Pib. I don't know what that is. Is that a pronoun? But in any case, guys, I am going to get out of here. Get back to where I once belonged. And I don't know for a fact that I'll be streaming tomorrow, but I hope I will be around this same time that I did today. Should be around 4 p.m. Pacific time. Um, is when I would do it if I do it. But there's just a lot going on. Also depends on how I feel. Like if you haven't been able to, I'm also kind of having, a reaction of some sort of allergy or some sort of, well, it's basically probably the lupus and the fact that I haven't had my autoimmune medication been too expensive or out of stock. So yeah, but I want to get some dinner here, some din din yum yum, and got to get the fish the same, unbag the fish that I do have waiting in purgatory, get them all adjusticated, and that's what's going on, guys. I got to meet some really awesome people. Hopefully, I'm going to be traveling more, going to more clubs, and speaking more. Like I said, it helps to have you guys say to your local club, like, hey, what about bringing Alex in or whatever? If you want to hear me. If you don't, then for the love of Pete, do not say that. Don't advocate me coming if you don't want me to. But anyways, thanks everyone, especially all y'all who stayed the whole time, like Jerry, y'all's a real one. And those of you who didn't get the alert right away, but came running when you did find out, means. And snooze you booch. I'm glad you caught the stream as well, even if I am fading tonight. So Linda Worth as well. Good night, Corinne Julian Works. Great to meet you as well. Got to meet so many of you over the last few weeks. I'll be in the Midwest one more time on family business. But if I can find a talk in the middle of Columbus area or the Ohio area, or I suppose like northern Tennessee, like Nashville or something, I would love and stay an extra day or come early or whatever it takes to get there and not interrupt on the family time, but to still come and talk. But yeah, I'll link my talks. And I haven't personally filmed any of them, so it's all awesome people like Ian Atkins or Shanna or Kenny E or Jason of Redfish Bluefish that have filmed these, but I always believe in sharing information for free, as long as it's if it's educational and it can be and it's published. I feel like it should be accessible to anybody who wants to learn, and that's what the channel is all about. But as always, guys, the memberships to $1.99 gets you behind the scenes with Fishery. I know we missed 2 episodes of Fishery in the last 2 months, but we'll get back to the normal schedule any minute here. And I want to give a shout out to my mods, to the super chatters, and just to all of you guys who are part of this community, whether you're members or subscribers or not. Y'all mean a lot to me, and I really honestly couldn't do any of this without you guys. So thanks for keeping me motivated and getting me through the hard times when I'm feeling run down, like I don't want to do anything. And you guys get me psyched and back in the game. So thank you so much. Have a great night. And again, Visine, thank you so much for your membership of a year. Whew, time flies. Thank you so kindly. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful night. 2 nights, 3 nights, 4 nights, 5 nights, however many nights it needs to be before we see each other again. And I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.